Okay, cardinal signs. Save the best for last. Just kidding. You guys are all the best. You guys are the best, man. So, got my little Vesca Pisces. I don't know if you guys can see that very well. It's a little cross inside of Vesca Pisces. So, definitely have the Divine Mother with me today. Found my third butterfly. Again, on the sidewalk, just about to step on it, and this one was yellow and black. So the first one was like yellow, mostly yellow. The second one was mostly black, and this one was yellow with black. So, and I just got done out of doing a little shopping at a local thrift store that's called Bread and Roses, and the color theme is black, red, and gold, just like the Divine Mother. Okay, so I found 3 pennies. About a block or so, a couple blocks from the thrift store as I'm walking home. 3 pennies, okay? And then later on down the road, the butterfly. Okay, so just some cool synchronicities. Got this nice copper bracelet. So let's see what the cards have in store for the fixed signs, which are Capricorn, which I am, Aries, which is my father's brother. He's Aries. I'm sorry. Yeah, the Cardinal, that's right. Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn. Yeah, because 3 out of the 4 men in my family, besides my son. My nephew's Cancer, which is my moon sign. My father is Libra, and his brother, my uncle, is Aries, and I'm Capricorn. So, I'm sorry if I said fixed signs in the beginning. I meant to say cardinal. So, it is cardinal. The title will be correct and all that. So, all right, let's see what the cards have in store for the cardinal signs for your shamanic healing reading. Let's angle this down just a tad bittle here. Tidbittle. Let's see how much space we got with this thing. All right. So, is that good? All right. So let's get started here. So, cardinal signs, Capricorn, Aries, Cancer, Libra. Let me shut this email and let's minimize that because the ads on the side, it's flashing and moving around and distracting me. There we go. Because I'm old school, I do Yahoo, except for my channel. But Yahoo, you get so much spam with Yahoo. With Gmail, I hardly ever get any. Almost never. And there's not a bunch of news flashes when you go check your email like Yahoo. Unless you go straight to your mailbox. But anyway, side note. Side hatch. Coming out of the side hatch. So, my cardinal signs, your cardinal signs, our cardinal signs. That's interesting. Temperance wanted to come out because I saw that when I was shuffling, so. Shuffle these up good here. One more time, center style. The Two of Swords wanted to stay on the bottom there. So let's see what pops out. Five of Swords already wanted to pop out. So you can see in the card here how he's got, that's you know, the ancients, the ancestors, the mirror reflection. It kind of looks like him, okay? Like these are past lives that he's already lived. So you can, you know, it's not just, so that's Five of Swords, Eight of Swords is on the bottom, and those are like the two things we need to heal and get over with, get over and end and let die. Ten of Swords is on the top. The Sun card's right after. Well, there's the Two of Wands. So, you know, this twin flame stuff is really about healing and connecting with all parts of yourself. Okay, that Five of Swords. It could be like shame, humiliation, betrayal, all that, but you know, that forces us to look deep within. You know, why are these people constantly that type of person? Why do we keep seeing them appear again and again in our lives? Okay, lifetime after lifetime. There's something there that needs to be healed. It's all connected. Yeah, see, that Ten of Swords wanted to jump out again. So that's a natural or spiritual death. I mean, it's letting the mind chatter die, stop, end. Not letting your thoughts control you. Shouldn't be controlled by any certain aspect of yourself, but if you are going to be controlled by anything, let it be your heart. I kept hearing this song. I'm going to have to find it or something, but it goes, and I don't think I heard it anywhere. I might have, but it was stuck in my head. All I can do is just offer you my love. All I can do is just offer you my love. That's all we can do. You can't fix anyone. You can't make them love you. Okay? All you can do is offer them your love. That doesn't mean they're going to receive it. See, this egg only receives one of these sperm. So all you can do is offer your love. You know, it's up to the person you're offering it to whether or not they want to receive it. Yeah, because there's Ace of Cups and Three of Drums, Three of Pentacles. So, you know, it's up to them whether they want to cooperate with God and receiving love, or they want to reject it. So, you know, and it starts with self-love and God's love. You know, if you want to rebel against it, then you're going to play that out in the 3D as well. So if spiritually, energetically, you're rejecting God and rebelling against God's love, when all God wants to do is just love you, all God can do is offer you love. Mother, Father, our divine heavenly parent. You know, it's up to you. Okay, so Ten of Wands. Ten of Swords and Ten of Wands wants to come out. And then there's the Six of Swords right there. So the Six of Bows, which is the Six of Air. And see how... also the Knave of Fire that has like... it's like you're in your own little world. See all this drab, the city behind it? You're in your own little ship, your own little boat. This is your energy field. You create your own reality with your thoughts, your emotions, your actions, how you flow. Okay? Regardless of what's going on around you. That's just the backdrop, okay? You're center stage of your own life. So, You know, and that's when your Queen of Cups comes in. It could be male or female. It's just, you're not going to have that true love if you don't truly, organically, authentically love yourself. And loving God and putting God first goes hand in hand with that. Looking at yourself through God's eyes is the way to love yourself. It's like removing yourself from yourself, just like in the, was it the mutable ones I just did? There was this message of, you know, in order to gain perspective, you have to remove yourself from yourself. Okay, so here's the Knave of Pentacles and the Three of Pentacles again. Emperor. So that Three of Pentacles cooperating. Oh, and I'm not sure if the moon's still in Cancer, but here's 3 crabs right here. So Knave of Pentacles. You want this new beginning to be tangible. That might be what's causing this perception of nothing's happening, because we're relying too much on 3D evidence of our spiritual growth. We just have to keep cooperating with our higher selves, with our guides, with God. Seeing things clearly so you can see the results. Maybe you're not using the proper eyes. You gotta use that third eye. So, Cardinals, let's see if any others want to jump out, and we're going to cut the deck and pull some and see if any of those ones come back up. So far it's like putting things to rest and moving forward. In the mind, right? That's how we move forward in our emotions, move on, let go with our emotions and with what we do to hold on to those emotions. It all starts with being trapped in the thought. There's the Two of Pentacles. So 2 twos, and this wanted to flip around. That's the Ace of Wands. And there's the Six of Swords again. You know, maybe it's time to move on. And there's the Moon, which is the womb, which is where the twin flames originate from. This is tangible partnership. You see how it's like he's calling in his twin flame, okay? But some of us, and I say us because it's time to move forward. And that doesn't mean, and it's a different kind of moving forward. It's like, it's not a rebellious moving forward like, F this, I'm in control of my life, I get to decide it. No, it's like, you know what your destiny is, you know who your twin flame is, you know what, but it's like staying stagnant if all you're going to do is talk about twin flames and just do twin flame readings and just, you know, appeal to twin flames, and every video you post has to say twin flame in the title. So it's kind of like a letting go and a moving on. And my channel's anniversary was in May, the last week of May, so it's kind of taken me like a month of flowing through these energies to really get to a place of like, okay, pushing off that Six of Swords, pushing off. And you always have your team, which means you always have the ancients, ancestors, your higher self, God, Source Creator, Gaia, the Divine Mother, the animal medicine, and your twin flame. You know, you always have that energy there to call on for guidance. So, you know, if you need it, that support system's there. So moving on, I think, is kind of just knowing that that's always there for you if you need to tap into it. It's not a place to get stuck on the twin flame thing. We got to keep it moving, keep evolving, growing, learning. And quite frankly, the twin flame topic's just getting kind of boring for me. Like, I'm interested in so many things that it's just the subject itself of twin flame. It's like, okay, you learn, you use that as a tool. The twin flame thing is a tool. It's not a place to get, you know, it's not a monastery where you lock yourself away. And no, that's not what twin flame. But we got to go through that stage, you know, so we're done shuffling here. We're gonna, one more last little. See what we got on the bottom here. Hierophant, that's interesting because when I saw the Emperor, I was thinking Hierophant. Because I might have accidentally said Hierophant when it was the Emperor. So I was like, wait, am I getting these cards mixed up? So when the Emperor came out, I made sure to be careful to look at the number. But so here's Hierophant, okay? And okay, there's Dragon. Okay, so there's Ancient Wisdom here. Ancient Warrior Wisdom. And see how he's got the antlers, so he's very in tune to spirit. It's the rod and staff, so he's anchoring the energies of God down into the earth. Okay, this is the spiritual teacher. This is after, it's like going into hermitize, you know, and you come out like with some, I wouldn't say new, but discovered, you've uncovered, okay, some knowledge about yourself, past lives, about the twin flame journey, about what, you know, whatever it is. This is higher learning, that spiritual learning, you going to someone or you becoming this, okay? Dude, Two of Swords. This is like seeing things from the higher perspective, the perspective of the higher self. It's also could be, you know, like a mirror. In some decks, it's kind of like a mirror image. So no, you know, the clutter of the mind, there's always a higher perspective. And the higher perspective contains the solution to how to organize, you know, maybe some organization, thought organization, organizing the thoughts, just sorting them out. Maybe the thoughts aren't necessarily, you know, something you need to let go of. Maybe they just need to be organized a little bit. Yeah, so you can kind of be liberated, feel yourself again. So it's not like these thoughts aren't aligned. Okay, they're aligned with your true authentic self. There just needs to be a little bit of organization. Okay, and you're going to get it from tapping into your higher self, you know, or watching this reading, or, you know, lots of different modalities and avenues. If you find an interfaith church that you really like and resonate with the people and they're just spiritual and they don't claim any one religion over another or whatever, and they're very tolerant and accepting. Okay, so I'm going to kind of go like this here. We have the Queen of Swords and the Knave of Swords. It would be air signs. An older woman, a younger man. But this is, okay, and it's very interesting, all the ravens, because I just got a copper bookmark for $1. I had a raven on it, and it said Raven Thinks, and it had little raven footprints. So this is the thinking queen, the dark mother, okay? This is the wisdom held within the divine feminine. This is the knowledge that the divine feminine holds. So the Knave of Bows. See, again, these And that kind of looks like a falcon, maybe possibly a hawk. Again, higher perspective. So it's like some of these cards, it's like you see they're in their own world, and the backdrop is like the 3D matrix reality of like government and industry and institution and status quo and all that, and we're freeing ourselves from that. Okay, and you know, this isn't burned up. This is still going to be there. The matrix, it's there. It's okay. There's nothing we can do about that. All we can do is liberate ourselves. And in order to liberate yourself, you have to liberate your mind, your thoughts first. You know, because this is like, that's what I was getting, liberation. And as you can see, it's kind of like surrendering to our higher selves and exiting the matrix. But we need to get our thoughts organized first. And cardinal signs, they can have a lot of thoughts because they're natural born leaders. I was actually born on Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday, January 15th. And then his son, that was having all these synchronicities last year during the feasts and everything. And my brother shares the birthday with Martin Luther King Jr.'s firstborn son. So, okay, Hangman and then King of Cups. And then what's this? King of Pentacles. So, there might be some sacrificing, waiting, playing the waiting game to gain some perspective of what you need to do. Maybe you got the Pentacles taken care of. Because, okay, so we're cardinals, so kings, cardinals, con, okay. And this is Poseidon. So the King of Cups, the King of Pentacles. So maybe our heart's good, okay, but there's sacrifice or just allowing for divine timing for some money to come in so we can balance, you know, the ether and then the matter. Because this is emotion, but, you know, it's intangible. This is tangible king. This is the intangible, okay, the love, the connection, the energetic connection. So you need to allow for some time for all these aspects to come together, to balance out, to, you know, and like I said, again, it's like this organization that needs to happen. Or maybe you're good with the Pentacles, you're stable, bills are paid, all that. Even got mad money, go to the thrift store, whatever. But you're waiting on more of this energy to balance out. You know, so maybe everything else is good. Tangibly in your life it's good, but spiritually, like, you don't have that love. Okay? Or you could have all this love, friends and family around you, and you know, you're not feeling lonely, you're feeling really good, but you're waiting on some tangible, some tangibility in your life as far as maybe a job, a living situation, tangible giving and receiving, tangible evidence, 3D evidence of balance. Okay, so we feel more balanced when, and more grounded when our bills are paid, when, you know, we've gone to our doctor's appointments, we're good. Okay, so this Hangman, so what I got right here is, this is like your team right here. As we're, you know, you gotta wait because they're formulating a grand, just something beautiful. Your destiny is being forged, okay? But sometimes there's some waiting Because this is the 3D, okay? It's not like a thought where it's just instant, bam, like an email or something, okay? Those are very much an ether net, okay? It's like instant. But when we want these tangible results, and, you know, tangible love meaning, okay, not just the love you have with God, but, you know, a physical, tangible partner, physical, tangible king, and that doesn't, you know, this could be male, female, doesn't matter. But someone who you look at as some, you know, as having all the qualities that you look for in a partner, you know, they're making it happen. There's things going on behind the scenes. So we may not, you know, we want it now, right? But in the 3D grinding slow world, it takes time for things to come into form, because we do have limitations of time and space down here. We can transcend it with the mind, but we're still down here in the 3D. So it takes, you know, it takes idealism. It takes a lively spirit. Okay, and that's what the Knave of Swords, because swords is ether, it's the air, it's spirit, okay? So it takes a lively spirit to be in this 3D world, in this matrix, and feel free as a bird. So as long as we have our thoughts organized to where it's not impeding our spirituality, our authenticity, our path, our purpose, you know, getting those thoughts organized will help this to flow better, and we'll spend less time, because a lot of times it's a self-block. That's why things are taking so long, because we're not making the sacrifice and the adjustments and the compromise. And that doesn't mean you lessen yourself. It means you humble yourself. Patience and humility go hand in hand. You have to trust that things are happening behind the scenes to call in your kings. And for some of you, it'll be an earth sign or very important aspects of earth in their chart. Or it could be a water sign, or someone who has very important water aspects somewhere in their natal chart. And this could be two aspects of the same person. Very watery, and very deep, emotional, very deep feeling, okay? But in a very grounded way. Very tangible love. And we all want that, right? But we have to make sacrifices, okay? Not to prove ourselves worthy, to prove ourselves ready. So that we know when we're ready to receive. And see how this tree kind of like wraps all around. It's, you know, this is coming straight from up here in the ether. So your team is helping you, working behind the scenes to help bring this love in and ground it into form for you. This could be for men or women, masculine, feminine, doesn't matter. But King of Cups, that's the loving, heart-centered king. And this is the very hands-on, the one that gives you their time. Okay? Because this could also be like divine timing. So the time you share together is very 3D tangible. The time you share with this person you love very much is divine. Divine timing, that's divine timing, and time, that's divine. Because when you're sharing it with someone who, you know, embodies these very loving but very grounded and practical and balanced, that's like the love of God. It's very divine. It feels really good. So it's well worth the wait. It's well worth the sacrifice. But the perspective gained here is that there are, you know, our team's working behind the scenes, helping to bring forth, you know, that divine destiny. Right? Not proving ourselves worthy. We're already worthy. The fact that we're here, we're certified by God, okay? Just the fact that we're right here, right now. So it's not about being worthy, it's about being ready. So getting your thoughts organized. Oh, that reminds me of the golden wave that was spray painted, and I shared that in a synchronicity like a few weeks ago, last month, whenever it was. Few videos back, quite several videos back, before all the monthly zodiacs, I believe, because I just walked by that yesterday, and I don't know if I shared that, but it was like a little like gangster tag kind of styly writing, you know, and it said stay ready, not get ready, just 2 words, and in blue, stay ready. So how do we stay ready? Maintaining heart-centered Christ consciousness, authenticity, you know, mastering those thoughts, the 2 of Swords, facing the things we don't want to face, to get our thoughts right and organized, because then our emotions will be, right? We'll be a master of our emotions, master of our physical reality, and providing for ourselves and, you know, the ones that we need to take care of if we have children or, you know, aged parents, or our pets, our home, whatever it is, okay? Maybe you have a big responsibility as far as maybe you run an orphanage or what, you know, this is like big, tangible, big responsibility, okay? So we need to organize thoughts in order to stay authentic. Because when we're there, we're trusting, allowing, receiving this assistance from our team. They're working behind the scenes. Trust that, okay? So this Queen and the Knave right here. Now, I'm about 12 and a half years older than my twin flame. So, but we're both earth signs with water moons and fire risings. But my Mercury is in Aquarius and he's Virgo, so he's ruled by Mercury, okay? So communication and thought and the ether is very important. The things that I love to communicate about have to do with spirituality. Whereas he is more of like that kind of like childlike energy, whimsy, and he's a Leo rising, so it's that, you know, that can be a very, you know, letting the inner child out, very freeing and liberating. And so they balance each other out. She, you know, bestows wisdom upon him, and his energy helps her to be balanced, because that lively knave of air, knave of bows, knave of swords, it's a very lively spirit, the knave, okay? You're like, whoa, like, you know, it's usually a youngster with a huge sword. They're trying to wield this sword, and it may not be easy. It can be difficult, but it's fun because it's new. So she's like the ancient wisdom, the old ways, and he's like bringing in the new, and they meet together in the center where the now is. This is futuristic thinking. This is the ancient ways, okay? And together they balance each other out. They're right here in the now. Okay, there's that inner child. I was going to say, I thought I saw that somewhere. This is the Knight of Wands, and as you can see, okay, it's the Knight, but it looks like Cabbage Patch Show Pony. Remember those? Oh, I have a story about that. Oh, my daddy. I love him. So, I love all. But, you know, this inner child... Oh, and that just... Okay, so the snake represents the divine feminine. And is it black, red, and gold? Yeah, there is some black on there. And those are the colors of the divine feminine. Black, red, and gold. And the serpent, the snake, represents the divine wisdom, the ancient wisdom, okay, of the feminine. But the spirit needs to be balanced, okay? The ancient wisdom with the future forward thinking, okay? Futuristic element, because it's the knave. So very new, okay? And then very ancient. So here's the new, very lively, childlike spirit, okay? Riding the Divine Mother, the ancient wisdom, okay? So they balance each other out. Movement is created. Fun is had. Being in the now helps you to transcend all else, to let go, release attachments. Children don't have, they're just like, every day is brand new. That's how I love to, when the sun rises in the morning, it's a brand new day. It's like, oh, we made it, and it's a clean slate, you know, to create anything we want. It starts with a thought, right? So here's the Knave of Swords. It's a new day, it's a new way of thinking. Each day you can be a new person. You know, as long as it's aligned with aspects of your authentic self and not any distortions. This is your God code factory standard issue God code template, okay? Default. So we're being restored to default because we have this, okay? The healed inner child, but then the ancient wisdom of the Divine Mother. So being in the now, just like a child, we transcend by being in the now. Because if you're truly in the now, this is you. The balance of the old and the new. That's the now. Because it's the future and the past, okay, come together in the now. But how do we come together in the now? We have to let go of attachments. The child, you know, just like what I said, when you're like a brand new child, fresh, clean slate, every day when that sun rises, you decide what you're going to ride. Today I want to ride the snake, yay! Okay? This is very passionate energy too, because it's the night, and it's fire. Okay, so it's fiery, right? But it's innocent, okay? It's not like, oh, sex drive. This is the Divine Mother and then the healed inner child. Allows us to be in the now and transcend all else. And that's a very powerful place to be. There's a lot of creative energy right here, right now, in the now. You see how the Divine Mother and the Divine Mother and the Divine Child, Father, Son, Holy Ghost. Okay, so the Holy Spirit, here we are, the Divine Mother. You know, and she has plenty of space all over, right, for all of us to get on. And that's where we get our love. The Divine Mother. The female aspect of God. We get, you know, from the masculine aspect, we get the lessons, heal the inner child, okay. But then the Divine Mother, she comes in with the love lessons. The Divine Father aspect of God is like teaching us how to do this. you know, liberate ourselves. Even though we're trapped in the matrix here, we can't get away from it. It's going to be all around us, but how do we transcend and liberate ourselves from it? So this is listening to Divine Father. That's being that lively spirit, that child, okay? I mean, you can look at the kings as the aspects of God. Here's the very, you know, life lessons, matrix, tangible, the things that we need to know in order to survive in this world, okay, this concrete jungle. But then here's the feminine aspect of God, even though it's the king, okay, but it's the water, it's the feminine aspect. And that's where we get our love, our nourishment, our, you know, when it was a horrible day out in the matrix, mother's love, you know, there to cheer you up and let's have fun and enjoy life. Let's a ride, right? And there's nothing to hold on to. See how his hands are just up in the air? Thank you, Spirit. I just got that. Thank you, team. Thank you, angels. There's no harness. There's nothing to hold. Trust is the only thing you can hold on to. And go joyriding in your own life, in your own existence, in your own experience. Let it be joyful. But it can only be joyful if you're right here, right now. And you've let go. There's no harness. There's nothing holding you back. There's nothing holding you down. You're choosing. You're volunteering. You're a volunteer in your own life. There doesn't need to be any guidelines, restrictions, and everything. When you're in a good balanced space, inner child's healed, true authentic self, you got the Fool, your thoughts are organized, you can enjoy the now. And if you're not enjoying the now, then you're not in the now. So, let me just see here. Four of Swords, Queen of Cups. So it's the mother, you know, helps you to rest the mind. It kind of looks like, you know, two doctors maybe, and this looks kind of more like a feminine aspect. Like she's right there at your bedside, right? Making sure you're getting the love that you need. This is resting the mind. Four of Bows, Four of Air. And that also goes, you know, you kind of have to surrender your ego so that you can rest your mind. So God will help you with that. This is Major Arcana, the Hangman. So, let's see what else we have here. There's that Five of Swords again. Oh yeah, the Queen of Cups. What did I just do? Oh, I've got the Four of Swords. Okay, yeah, so. High Priestess and the Five of Swords, yeah. Making those past life connections so that you can understand yourself more fully in this lifetime. And it has to do with tuning into your intuition. Don't use your emotions to get caught up in the illusion of options. Okay, because the only option is choosing the wisdom. See the snake again. There's only one option really when it comes to the Seven of Cups. And once you choose that option, all other options are destroyed instantaneously. And there's only ever there's one choice, okay? The best choice. And that's choosing the wisdom of the Divine Feminine. Okay, well, there's that snake again. So we're not using our emotions to stay stuck in our emotions. Five of Cups, crying over the past. We use our emotions to connect with the Divine Feminine, our intuition. Because there's the Five of Swords, Five of Cups. You know, and things could get muddled. We can think we have more options than we actually do. We can think we have less options than we actually do. We can think we have options that we don't actually have. Or we can have options that we're not aware of. That we actually do have, but we're not aware of them, so we don't think we have that option. Okay, so look at Ten of Swords on the bottom, and there's the Ace of Swords. So the Ace of Bows, Ten of Bows. So if you want a new beginning, you have to put an end to the old way. So it's like choosing God, putting God first. When you put God first, you also have to rebuke the devil. It's a twofold thing, okay? We forget that. It's like, if you want a brand new beginning, you have to put an end to the old ways. And it starts with the thought. The ether. So, how many fives? Didn't we have the Hierophant? Okay, so there's a few fives there. Again, okay, so the Chariot wanted to come out. And that's, again, balancing the masculine, feminine, balancing the future and the past so you can be in the now. This is mastering your energies, liberating yourself from being polarized. We want to be unified in the center, the Vajra, the crux. We don't want to be too far left or too far right, or whichever, you know. This would be probably the right brain because it's the dark, it's the mother. Okay, that would be the left brain, the masculine, the white, okay. So that's the yin, or this would be the yin, and that's the yang. I think yin is the feminine, right? So, you know, this is balancing as within, so without. So as we do this, each individual person, this is how it is going to manifest outside of us. It has to start within first, and then we express it outwardly. So we have to let ourselves be guided by spirit to raise our consciousness, raise our awareness, be in the now. If we want the world to reflect that, we have to project that. And it comes from within. We project it outwardly, and then we see the reflections of that. And that's how it's done. And the Hierophant's done that. And he's here, or she's here, to help you do that. A lot of people can't make it through the struggle on their own because they're not aware of what's happening. They kill themselves. They die of, you know, heart attacks, this, that, whatever. Drinking and driving, whatever it is. They feel that the world's happening to them. But the Hierophant understands his power. He's been through the hermit phase and all that, even though it's later in the tarot, whatever. But this is like the master teacher, the teacher of teachers, the healer of healers. The teachers and healers need to know they're getting it right. They got to go to the higher source, and that's what the Hierophant does. He goes straight to source. Boom, boom. Masculine, feminine. See, connected. Those antlers. That's why the deer represents purity. A horned animal gets stuff straight from, like Aries and Capricorn, okay? I'm trying to think if there's any other horned animals. You know, Aries is fire, Capricorn's earth, but they're very connected to source, to spirit, okay? Libra and Cancer as well, but you know, we're all cardinal signs. So cardinal, okay, we're the directors. The directions, the cardinal directions, north, south, east, west, okay? The leaders, okay? But a true leader creates more leaders, not followers. A true leader doesn't care about how many likes, shares, subscribes, all that. It cares about how many people, how much transformation they're facilitating within an individual and the collective. They base it on quality, not quantity. Spiritual quality versus quantity. It's not about how many yoga classes you take, it's about how connected are you. All the yoga and all that stuff, that's secondary. The connection has to be made first. That's the first step. Okay, and it has to do with the thought, but also the intuition, because when your thoughts are clear, you have that intuition. See how it's like, this is the divine feminine, the intuition, and this is like the spiritual teacher. It's like these two right here. I mean, you could say the magician and high priestess, but the Hierophant and the high priestess are more like the high priest and the high priestess, in my opinion. Okay, so again, with the masculine and feminine aspects of God, it's within us. Okay, we have the tools, we have the time. Okay, and if you think you don't have the time, God will make sure that you make time. I just got Jewel in my head. Who will save your soul if you can't save your own? Well, God. God is the great redeemer, the healer, the emptier, the filler. Fills you up with truth. But you have to empty out. You have to allow. You have to surrender to that higher guidance. And that's the Hierophant, and that's the high priestess. I think of Hierophant. Hierarchy, okay? High priestess is very high. There's positivity, strength. And your actions comes from strength in your thoughts. Okay, there's that Ten of Wands and the Devil card. It's like putting that to rest. Putting the darkness to rest. The darkness within you. It was about integrating it and releasing it. So we can say positive. Let our actions be positive. Let them be worthwhile. If you're going to be a warrior for something that's worthwhile. Not a warrior for your own ego and your own selfish, promotion. See, she's defending the waters. Because she loves God, and she's like, I ain't gonna let you talk bad about my God. I ain't gonna let you try as you may, but I'm gonna stand in your way. I'm not gonna let any negativity get into my emotional body. Even though this is the wands, okay? This is the Three of Bones, which is the Three of Fire, the wands. But, remember, it goes thoughts, emotions, action. So right before the action of the Three of Wands, of acting in a positive way, we have to feel positive. And sometimes we have to fight to defend this from the ones that want to try to infect and vampire that energy. Okay, because that's very high vibing, Three of Wands, very positive, always waiting on God, expecting God, keeping hope and faith and alive, waiting for always counting on your ships coming in. You know they're coming, okay? So as we maintain this high vibration, there's going to be little critters that want to suck off that. And you're going to have to shield yourself and protect yourself with the moat of God. God's walls, God's moat. Being strong in spirit helps you to be this warrior or warrioress, okay, in this case. But it could be male or female, masculine or feminine. So we need to cooperate with the team. So let's do the Shamanic Oracle. Let me pull the This is the mini manga deck. I don't know if, oh yeah, here it is. So, for some clarifiers here, or a clarifier. Let's see if one pops out. So for my cardinal signs, can we get a clarifier from this deck? This is a very divine feminine deck. And the Divine Mother has been coming through a lot lately, and especially within the last couple days. So, and the Moon in Cancer, what wants to flip over? The Queen of Swords, okay, which in this deck is the Queen. That's the Queens are the highest. So, again, okay, so that confirms that. Look, and there's the Hierophant right there. So I'm saying, being led by the Spirit, the Holy Ghost, the Divine Feminine, she leads the way. You let that lead, which is the loving aspect of God. Boom, 10 of Cups. There's the Two of Swords again, too. There's the Chariot again. And there's the Emperor right behind the 10 of Cups. Okay, we'll see if anyone's want to pop out. I wanted to pull some clarifiers because I'm like, it's like kind of getting the same message as I did for the first ones I did fixed signs. I believe the Chariot card actually came out, popped out. I can't remember. So I just wanted to make sure I wasn't just getting the energies, the energy wires crossed. I want to make sure that this is... So, okay. Chariot. Mastering your energies starts with mastering your thoughts. Call on your team, that higher knowledge. Okay. Queen of Swords, Hierophant. What popped out? The Nine of Pentacles. So you have to be rich in spirit if you want to be rich down here. And that doesn't mean that you're going to have millions of dollars. I mean, God may bless people with millions of dollars, but those are the people that, sometimes it's the devil. So, if you come into a lot of money, be careful what you do with it. Any kind of tangible richness here on earth, whether it's money, whatever it is, it can be a blessing or it can be a curse. So those who have the intentions to start foundations that help animals, children, people with certain diseases, whatever it is, education, holistic healing, health, and all that coming together, the community coming together, okay? This is you cooperating with your environment, okay? So if you're blessed with the Nine of Pentacles, there's a high expectation, okay? To make a lot of money isn't the end-all be-all. What do you do with that? You want to be a doctor because you want to make a lot of money and have a BMW and, a trophy wife? Then you're going to have a lot of hardships in that career. If your intention is to have a lot of money because you really want to give back and help, and you're going to still maintain pretty much the same humble life, then you're going to see how that makes your life more colorful, more beautiful. This is someone in their creative flow, expressing that divine feminine creative flow. This is like Nine of Pentacles is like when your creative flow, you're writing, you're in the flow, you're in the groove, you're like pumping out paintings and poems, and music is just, you just wrote a whole album in 4 days. This is because you're cooperating, appreciating the blessings, you're seeing the blessings and recognizing them as a gift from God. So how do you show your appreciation? This is the energetic imprint that we leave. This is our soul's footprint. Our soul, okay, the print. This is the energetic stamp. Our energetic legacy that we leave behind. That'd be more of the Ten of Pentacles, but this is at the choice part. What do you do with this abundance? Make it work for you, okay? But it has to be you, your true authentic self. And when you're your true authentic self, you're in your heart space. So when you make this work for you and your greatest good, it is the greatest good of all as well. Because what you're doing is aligned with your authenticity, not your 3D matrix ego. Okay? Because these blessings can be stripped away if you don't use them in the way that God intended. That's why you were blessed with these gifts. Clairsentience, it could be, you know, spiritual gifts that are anchored into form in the night. Okay, so it's a beautiful bounty of gifts from God. What do you do with it? I mean, the first thing you do with it is you thank God and you're grateful. And how do you keep it flowing, keep it moving? You give back, you know, that's how more comes in. You keep paying it forward. And was that the one? That's the one that flipped out. So that's, just trying to see if there's like a hawk on his hand with that little cap, like a messenger bird. Okay, and I was just getting that messenger pigeon from something else. And so the Knave of Swords, that lively spirit, very connected, inner child, very connected to God. You know, by maintaining that, and through your emotions and your actions, all the way, following it all the way through to the end, and then back around again, okay? Always coming from this Knave of Swords into like this lively spirit of the inner child, okay, the healed inner child. You're going to see the blessings, the tangible reward from doing that. Okay, and then you're supported by the universe, so you help support others. And that helps them to heal and be more like this. And then as you give back, you get more. And then you pay it forward, you get more, and you keep this flow flowing. So your thoughts need to be in the right place in order for these blessings to come in for you. Because it's like blessings or blocks. You want blocks or you want blessings? Then you need to unstick yourself from, you know, those sticky thoughts that keep you stuck in your mental bank, and just checking all the files in the mental bank constantly. Like you just went through all the files and you got to go back. You got to release the thought, flow into the emotion, the action, come back to the thought, keep it flowing, keep it moving. Okay, I know I sound redundant, but it's like this is the message. Man, it starts with the thought. We need to master our thoughts. We can't master ourselves, our energies, our Merkaba, the chariot, anything until we do this. And we have to heal the inner child, because we don't want to be in the now if we're not healed. You know, when we become our true authentic self, we need to do that healing. We open ourselves up to authenticity, and there's a lot of beauty with that, beauty and bounty with the Nine of Pentacles, but there's also a lot of work, energy work that needs to be done, mastering the thoughts in order to maintain that authenticity. You know, we also need to release the judgment of ourselves. And this is like past life trauma and judgment that we bring into this life. So we need to release that. So if we get angry or whatever, that doesn't mean we're not being authentic. You know, and you can still be angry and come at it from the chariot, very balanced, okay? You know, is it righteous anger? Is it egoic, self-centered anger? Why are you angry? Okay, if it's because of injustice, then you're a spiritual warrior. You're supposed to be angry about things that are unfair. You know, lies and deception and Morgellons and all this stuff. You're supposed to be angry about that stuff. Anger can fuel you to drive, go forward, that driving fuel, that fire to make you act, okay? It's like being pushed, almost dying in order to have a spiritual experience and surrender to God. It's like sometimes that fire needs to be lit under our butt, in order to propel us forward and push us forward. Because if everything just felt good all the time, there's no driving force driving us forward, and we have to keep moving forward. So it's letting go of those self-limiting beliefs, feelings, behaviors. Anything that doesn't help us move forward is limiting us. It's one or the other. If you're not for God, then you're for the devil. There's no neutrality and duality. It's one or the other. But it's not about fearing the thing that you reject. Rejecting the devil, it's not about fearing. Because really, these are all archetype aspects of the self. We don't need to fear ourselves. So if we let go of that, then there's no fear when things come up. We can just face them head on. We know we have a team backing us up. We know we're being authentic. Even if we're angry, it's righteous anger. Because we're not letting our ego lead the way. This is the Spirit guiding us. See how he's looking up and he's just wide open. He's got a prayer wheel in his hand, and that's setting the intentions and then living your life as if they already exist. That's how the Tibetans pray. The esoteric Buddhists, they pray this prayer wheel. You set an intention, and then you go forth in your life as if it already exists for you, and as if that prayer has already been answered, and you are living that existence of that prayer, that intention. So you have to be of pure intention in order for these things to manifest for you. That doesn't mean you have to be all love and light and la la la. No, that just means you need to have pure intention. You can be angry as long as it's not an egoic thing, as long as it's coming from a higher perspective, from the higher self, okay? As long as it's righteous and holy anger, okay? So, let's just leave all those there and let's grab, let's do this shamanic Oriole. Oriole, that's a bird. Where are we? Okay, so we're going to wrap these up. And interesting, from the last reading, we got the Divine Masculine card flipped out. I shuffled them and did all that and just left them on the table, and I just decided to look at the bottom and the top card. Top card was masculine energy, and the bottom was 3 cups, and it said creativity. So it was the Divine Feminine, okay? And remember, we got, if you saw that one, the Empress was in the reverse, and that was what it was all about. So the Divine Masculine came up again, and I had shuffled and all that and just let it sit here on the table because I had one more to do. So we have growth on the top and teaching on the bottom. Growth and teaching. So as we grow and learn, it's our duty to pay it forward. How do we do that? By teaching others. Not pushing our beliefs on others, okay? So teaching, that Hierophant, did it not come up twice? Yeah, so in this case it's the Priestess because the Divine Feminine leads the way in this deck. So, so again, the higher learning of the Divine Feminine and Divine Masculine, as we learn, gain knowledge, we have a responsibility and a duty to share that with others. And that's teaching, okay? Leaders, creating more leaders. But we have to go through these growth cycles of birth, life, transformation, death, birth, transformation, death. Okay, so birth, death. All right, birth, growth, death. Birth, growth, death. So, you know, we're born, now we're growing. Until we die, we got to keep growing. This process continues. Okay? Because death and birth are just the same moment, and it's just a blip. And so the whole process down here is all about growth, transformation. As we learn, we grow, we become transformed, and we're molded by the higher aspects, our higher self, co-creating this with God. And then I'm just going to pull, what do we got here? Struggle. You know, it's not going to be easy. Growth can be painful. Growing pains, like literally. Your feet grow too fast, whatever, you know. It's all according to the divine. Some things will develop more slowly. Some things will develop more rapidly. It just all depends on your path. Okay, and this is just one single fish going upstream. Like the salmon. Okay, the salmon. Oh, but look at the direction, the thing right here. Those are the cardinal directions. North, south, east, west. So, you know, cardinal signs, they got to go through a lot because they're natural born leaders, creating other leaders, okay? Sharing the knowledge they've gained along the way. And it's not just about the struggle. See how but it's going up? So as we struggle, we're ascending, okay? As long as you're learning and growing and then sharing those teachings, what you've learned, and make the learnings into teachings, then we keep moving up, 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 up. And it's not easy, but this is the natural flow. And you would think, oh, it's going against the grain. But this is achieving higher and higher levels of awareness and spiritual knowledge. Being guided. The cardinals, north, south, east, west, Capricorn, Aries, Cancer, Libra. We are the leaders of the zodiac, and we have a duty and responsibility, and us four signs may struggle, or seemingly it seems like more of a struggle for us, but you know, it's because we're giving other people direction, not dictating, giving them direction meaning providing the information so that they can guide themselves on their path. Direct themselves. It's not about being a blind follower. But see, we carve and forge this path to benefit all of humanity. Especially, you know, Capricorn and Cancer, there's a special relationship there. Now I'm Capricorn with Cancer moon, okay, and the sun and the moon, they're opposite each other, and there's, you know, some interesting videos if you want to check out the relationship between Cancer and Capricorn. But you know, the spiritual teachers, it's very important. Oh, and growth is 38, which is an 11. Okay, twin flame number. And that's what it's all about, right? Growth. You and God making this shit happen. One. Well, God's really the 0, but and then that's 14, which reduces to a 5. And 5 is about struggle. So let's see what... Oh, I don't know if I showed the box for that. That was the Shamanic Healing deck. Okay? I love that deck. So, this is the from your ancients and ancestors. Okay? That's what I use this deck for. Okay. And then we'll just pull one each from the animal decks. And the Sacred Rebel deck. Okay, so all the white light of the unified rainbow, the God-grain flow, the only flow I know. Key being God. Here we go, here we grow, here we glow. You guys want to pop one for us to give us a special message from our team, from the ancients, ancestors, who we were in past lives, our higher self, God's source creator. This is more of our team, though, of ones who have been incarnated here on this earth. So they understand. Okay? Our spirit guides, animal totem, okay? The ones who have incarnated understand what we're going through down here. So that's why it's very important to call, you know, if your grandfather, my grandfather's higher self came in when I was at a doctor's, a dermatology appointment, and he used to be a dermatologist. Back when he was a dermatologist, he was the only one in town. If anyone had to go to the dermatologist, he was the one they went to. But he also gave back and did things for free for people who couldn't afford it. My dad always tells me this story of, because back then dermatology was a lot, you could do a lot more. They could do outpatient minor plastic surgeries. And back then plastic surgery was actually just to fix stuff, not to pump your lips up and shave your nose down and all, right? There was like what they called winos back then, or bums or what, but it was just you know, homeless man or someone who was an alcoholic and had like a gnarled up, how their noses can get all the broken blood vessels and the pores get really big. It's just how it can affect the nose. And he helped fix his nose for free. So, you know, you can have that abundance, that Nine of Pentacles, but you need to also be a servant of God. Because God's the one who allowed you to have those blessings, and God can take them away. Just like Mama says, you know, I brought you in, I can take you out. So, make sure you're paying it forward, and you can enjoy. Okay. You cards always want to come out in like chunks of 4. Oh. Interesting. The bus driver, it's like a different one each day. Okay, Thomas was the last one, and then we have Micaela today, and I kept getting Ellie and Ella. These hats, I saw 2. The name was Capella. It's like Capricorn, Ella. Anyway. Oh, okay, and that reminds me. That's my baby daddy's mother, so my ex-mother-in-law. We were never married, but my ex-mother-in-law. Her name's Ellie. She's a Capricorn, born on December 31st on New Year's. Okay, so Capricorn. Okay, Ella and Ellie, those were coming in today. Now I don't remember where I got Ellie from. But okay, so those energies were coming in before I even did this reading. So, okay, so these all kind of go together. So earthen roots. So especially, you know, Capricorn is the earth, the root of the earth as far as the cardinal signs, okay? So here's healing gift. So we need to root these gifts into the earth. They're from God, these healing gifts. But see how it's manifested into form. There's a mortar and pestle there. So there's alchemy. There's the healing herbs, the crystals. There's a rose, and there's a rose quartz heart. Okay, and then this is kind of like the feminine and masculine, okay? Bringing spirit into form through your healing gifts. And remember that teacher card came up. So I believe we all have healing gifts. It just depends, you know, how it's expressed depends on your natal chart and all that stuff. So growing your own food can be very healing. That can be a healing gift. Earthen roots, okay? And that'd be a cool name for a business. Y'all can have that if you want to start something. Call it Earthen Roots. Okay, so then we have this right here. Here's the Chariot. It came out twice. There's the balance. Okay, and this is bringing your healing gifts into form, grounding them, anchoring them down here. Okay. And then, you know, the Chariot card, also the yin and the yang, the intuition, okay. The High Priestess is very intuitive, but she also has her logic to make sure that her intuition is right on the money. We're given these gifts. They're both, they go hand in hand with each other. You can't have all logic and can't have all intuition and no logic. You know, Joaquin and Boaz, whatever. Okay, but it's very much that Chariot too. We have to be balanced in all aspects. So our thoughts, our emotions, our physical, our ka, our mer, ka, ba, our energy body, our physical body. So all things need to be balanced, okay? The yin and the yang within every aspect, mental, physical, emotional. The spirit's already perfect, okay? The soul is the one who suffered lifetime after lifetime and struggled and evolved, learned, all that, okay? That's the soul that gets reincarnated. The spirit's always pure and perfect. It doesn't need any balancing. Because all aspects are one when it's in pure potential, ether, spirit form. Okay, there is no light and dark. That's when it comes down into the earth, okay, into the earthen roots. Then duality has to be created. There has to be a system in place, time and space, light and dark, for anything to manifest in the material realm. Okay, so very much this balancing of, you know, spiritual and physical balance. The body is very important. And look at, there's 2 candles. Okay, the 2 energies united as one. So this could be like twin flame. Like when I see the Ace of Pentacles, that's the physical, tangible union of the twin flames. And see how this purple and gold, that's no mistake that those are together, okay? They're opposite colors on the color wheel. The golden consciousness is that high vibrational violet, okay? And how do you get violet? By mixing red and blue. The masculine, the feminine, the light, the dark. Okay, just like the 2 pillars, just like the Chariot card. So balance. So this is going within. Let it be an adventure, you know. You can discover these hidden talents and gifts, these blessings, these healing gifts, and it feels so good when you can give something back, and it just, not even having a thank you, just knowing the person may never even know that you had any hand in doing something, but by just putting that energy out, you just have faith that someone will receive this healing gift. Whether it's just putting a smile on someone's face or whatever it is. Made someone laugh, that's super healing. I love being funny because it's not about, you know, getting attention. It's about, wow, you really took people out of their ego and brought them into the now and just shared some laughter, and it's so healing because it's so of the right now. So we need to go within and discover what those gifts are. We all have healing gifts. It's just we express them in different ways depending on if we're air sign. You may be more of a counselor and talk more and help people that way. If it's a fire sign, maybe you're more active. You're doing, you know, homes. Yeah, what is it? Homes for Humanity, or what is it called? You know, building houses, okay, for people, going on outreach missions in other countries to, you know, forge water pipeline, whatever, to bring water, fresh, clean water to a community. Oh yeah, so yeah, and if you're a water sign, maybe, you know, bringing, so what can be really healing, you see this green right here, very healing, getting people to be more heart-centered and feel their emotions and not be afraid of them and embrace them. So if you're a water sign, getting people to feel more deeply and connect more deeply with their soul, you know, past life regression, so, you know, different aspects of counseling, teaching, healing, to, you know, and then, you know, the earthen root. So if you're an earth sign, maybe your healing gift is alchemy, food, growing clean, helping people learn how to eat more clean and healthy. Eat cleaner and healthier, okay? So going within and, you know, if you have your natal chart and you can just, you already know what your energies are, but organizing that Two of Swords, organizing that through knowing your natal chart and making those connections, you're going to know which avenue suits you best. A lot of people don't even know their zodiac sign, or they don't know that it's a water, earth, air, fire. So we all have something to give back to help heal. And there's the inner cry. Because we know, because within us, we needed to do all this healing. So we know outside in the world, other people are crying out for this. It's so needed. All this healing. Oh, there's the eclipse card. I'm going to have to do an eclipse reading soon, because this is the first card that flipped out when I didn't share that. That was just for myself. But eclipse flew out. So this eclipse coming up, when is it, September, whenever it is going to be very important. So this is just confirming that I need to do an eclipse reading. Okay, we climbing mountains. That's that struggle. Okay, climbing mountains. We're mountain warriors, like the Druzy. Okay, mountain warriors. You see how in shape those freaking rock climbers are? I mean, just the muscles in their fingers alone, man. It's just like they're doing just finger push-ups. I don't know, just crazy. Like, it's about balance, concentration, strength, endurance, mental endurance, right? The heat from the sun and the rock pelting you, the scrapes, you know, climbing those mountains, it takes a very balanced person in their spirit, in their energy, in their thoughts. You're utilizing all faculties when you're doing rock climbing, okay? Not that I ever have, but I was always fascinated. But you get your fingers in those little cracks and grooves, just to, you know. Sometimes the little thing that you're standing on is like this little sliver of barely, and you just get your toe in there, and that propels you to the next, okay? And that takes a lot of faith. Rock climbing, there's a lot of physical things that can be very healing. You know, so those earth signs, maybe your healing gift is being a guide for rock climbing or white rock water rafting or whatever it is. Maybe it's something very physical, but it's something that takes you through a journey of the self. but on the physical outer level, it just looks like rock climbing or rafting or whatever. But everything has a spiritual aspect, even the tangible. Sometimes, more so the tangible stuff. As an earth sign, I resonate very highly with needing tangible evidence, okay? Being agnostic, pragmatic, Capricorn, hard-headed. I need evidence that I have these gifts. I need evidence that the spiritual and physical balance is possible. I want tangible physical evidence. That it's not just all about the struggle. Just like the twin flame thing, getting stuck in the twin flame thing. It's not just all about the twin flame. It's moving past that. Okay, the struggle is there for a reason, not for you to stay stuck in the struggle. Right? This is the Secret Language of Animals deck. These are more of the endangered. So stay ready. That was important because I didn't get that message, and I just walked through the park yesterday, and this was before I did this reading. So that message was very important for the the cardinal signs, okay, to stay ready, not get ready. Just maintain readiness, okay? Ready to heed that call when it's time. We need to respond. The response time for a cardinal sign. What's the response time for a cardinal sign? Right now. Alright. It's a mess of a pile of cards here. Okay, let's see what we get here. Blue Lotus Butterfly wanted to, and Gaia both wanted to pop out there. Okay, let's quickly just give us one card. Make it pop, because I'm Capricorn, you know me. Gotta make it obvious. I'm not gonna believe it. We just have 2 more cards to pull. We're at 1:30. Okay, this is gonna be a little bit longer, but it's okay, because I needed some clarity, because I wanted to make sure that because for cardinals and fixed signs, we got, but that makes sense, because the fixed signs hold the energy of the cardinals, okay, and the mutables help to bring those energies into the new cardinal sign that's coming. So Cancer, that's where we're at right now. Cardinal Cancer. So the fixed sign would be so the fixed sign for Cancer would be the one right after it, which would be Leo. That's the first time that was right at the bottom, okay, as those flew out. So again, that's sun energy, the lull. And Cancers are very empathic, and my moon's in Cancer, so whenever the moon's in Cancer, and I thought, oh, the new moon in Cancer, that's going to be, oh, and it's such a beautiful, big, just slight crescent sliver, but the moon was so huge. Moon. Okay, anyway. And then I still got those wells coming up of like wanting to cry, but I'm like, but there's no reason. I'm just, God, no matter what, if it's new moon, full moon, moon in Cancer, whenever the moon passes through Cancer, I get that feeling. And having a moon in Cancer just amplifies it more. So like you get this welling up of just wanting to cry, like it's sadness, but you're having a beautiful day. So sometimes we need to feel the whimsy, the imagination, the magic of feeling deeply about something. And Capricorn and Cancer, I mean, the Tropic of Cancer, Capricorn, Sun, baby. Capricorns and Cancers, you know, and I really resonate with that, actually, that the only true seasons really are the most extreme ones of winter and summer, and the other two are transitional. So the Sun and Cancer and Capricorn, okay, and Cancer came up twice, right? That Chariot card twice, and this comes up again. This was the first one, okay, and that was for, I believe, the fixed signs. This is dreaming, sight, knowledge, hidden gifts, okay? We have to go within because they're hidden. Because they're protected. Because we're not supposed to come into the knowledge of this until we know how to go within. Because when we know how to go within, we've gotten to a certain place, not all the way, you know, and it's constant growing and learning, right? So we're not going to get all the way there until we shed this flesh anyway, okay? So hidden gifts is what's really standing out this time. Going within, your healing gifts, discovering what they are, okay? But we have to be very balanced and go within. Those are the first steps. How do you balance? You got to get your thoughts organized. And that Two of Swords is way over there. So that just, again, and that's how your creative flow is going to come in. The dreams, the intuition, it comes from the lull, L-U-L-L, lizard medicine. Lizard medicine is very much about the lull, the daydreaming, okay? And that's why dreaming is the first. And sight is this really like sight of the spirit, sight of the soul, okay? Not your physical eyeballs, okay? Seeing things through God's eyes, through when it's illuminated, and then taking a look at it. Okay, it can only be illuminated if the thoughts are organized. Got to get everything organized, okay? So when the light is shed on it, you can have some understanding. And this is knowledge, okay? This is also the card of the seer. Because you have to kind of be a dreamer and a creative thinker in order to see things in a different way than what's just been dictated to us our whole life. So seeing things differently requires the eyes to see. It's a special type of eye. It's like the third eye and the filter of the heart. It's seeing things through God's eyes. The sight of the soul. Okay? Or the spirit, really, because the soul is the thing that's been damaged and had to be healed and everything, lifetime after lifetime. Okay, so salmon came up, interesting. Okay, so remember the struggle. Okay, there's salmon, and it's a 5. Hello. Faith, determination, independence, and change. And that's the thing. The faith is what I said. You have to be very determined, whether or not, and it's about independence, right? You have to walk your own path alone, and we're all doing it, so we're all healing together, but we all have an individual, unique journey. Okay, just like the salmon's going upstream. They're all different streams, different strokes for different folks. So the 5, yeah, it's a struggle, but you achieve greater and greater gifts as you rise higher and higher and higher. The struggle doesn't lead you down lower, the climbing mountains, okay? And the struggle, that's right, remember it was a 5 in this deck as well. I lost it now, but in the Shamanic Oracle, I opened right up to transformation, though, which is 22. So Faith is very important. Faith in yourself. We have to have faith in the process. Faith in ourselves. In order to stay determined and focused, we need to have faith in the process that as we're going through these struggles, we grow more and more. We ascend higher and higher. We get more and more balanced, more and more spiritual, more and more connected. And then we ground it back into the earth, and that's the teaching and the giving back. Okay, so the earthen roots. And there's the earth card. And Gaia, remember I said that wanted to come out in this, so earth card came out. Physical body, grounding, nurture, cultivate. Yeah, what are you cultivating? Very interesting, because there's a bear paw, and in Native American medicine, Virgo, or Native American zodiac, Virgo is the bear. So, and Virgo is an earth sign. It's not a cardinal sign though. So 10, okay, we have the 10 of Swords, 10 of Wands, releasing in order to move on. We need to let things end in order to have a new beginning. Okay, here's our energetic imprint, that 9 of Pentacles. What are you going to do with these gifts? We have to pay it forward. We have a duty to ground that information into the earth. It's given to us by God for a reason, not so we can just go to the amusement park and be like, oh, I'm so spiritual, love and light, look at me, oh, crystals are so pretty. Okay. Crystals are doing their work. They're working hard, okay? We do too. But the gifts of the Spirit come through the struggle. And as we achieve, we stay determined. And as we go through the struggle, we get more and more clarity as far as what our gifts are and what we have to do to give back and pay it forward, that 9 of Pentacles. That's grounding it into the earth, is using these healing gifts to help heal others and bring tangible healing into their lives. Like literally healing from a disease, or, getting out of an abusive relationship. Okay, and Mother Earth is here. The Great Mother is here to help you. And think of the bear, how protective that's why they say Mama Bear. Hello. So we need to protect ourselves. We need to protect each other, our children, the animals, the water, the air, the earth, the land. Okay, we're responsible. On the Native American medicine wheel, that's the red, the yellow, the black, and the white. That represents all the different men. Okay, the black man responsible for the water, the yellow man responsible for the air, the white man responsible for the I'm forgetting, but the red man responsible for the earth, and the color of the earth, red. See that bear print? Very red, earthen, earth. So that's the Native American man. The black man, the water. The yellow man, the earth. Oh yeah, the white man, fire. And if you think of white, pure white, light, fire. Okay, electric, pure energy. So, we've all failed. We need to get back on track. We need to stop being babies and afraid of hardship and struggle. Because if all we want to do is feel good all the time, we're not going to grow. And we're not going to come into our gifts and do the work that we're supposed to be doing down here. Shout out to my Leo brother. There you are. Oh, and interesting. There's a masked owl on the top. And that, an owl card came out from the Sacred Rebels deck. And I saw this when I was shuffling. That's 26, which reduces to an 8. Oh, look it. The lion is 11. Lion. 11. Oh, that could be the Lion's Gate just came to me. So that reading will be coming up as well. Insight, wisdom, foresight. And so insight and foresight. Wisdom and messenger. Okay, so messenger. Okay, birds bring a message. Raven thinks. They're very deep thinkers, so listen to your crow medicine. messenger. But there was something, one of the birds on here that had the little messenger, the hawk, okay, on the Knave of Swords, okay, in the Shamanic Tarot deck. Had the little messenger helmet on, okay? So birds will be, you know, bird tribe, bringing us some animal medicine, some messages of just community, okay? Birds are very community oriented, very much like there to cheer you up with their song, okay? So they have a healing gift as well, okay? We're all blessed with healing gifts. Crystals have healing gifts. The medicine, the herbs of the earth, the trees, the plants, the roots, the leaves, the bark, healing gifts, okay? Because it's all encoded with the God code, as we all are as human beings as well, okay? We are all the things that make up the crystals and the plants and everything. Everything is healing. The air, the water, the earth, everything is healing. Just grounding into the earth, that's healing. Okay? Okay, and that's card 10 also. So 10 can be surrender, just letting go and surrendering. If you want that new beginning, you have to put an end to the old ways. It's a twofold thing. You can't accept God and know God without knowing the devil and rebuking and rejecting the devil. Okay, so this one's gonna be a little bit longer. They just all want to flip out. They all want to not flip out like flip out like in a Jerry Maguire kind of way. But they all wanted to come and confirm and give more clarity. So so nice back there. And that's a, you know, a style of what they call the Sun Cross or St. Bridget's Cross. And yes, the Nazis stole it. Okay. It represents the seasons. Oh, also the 4 cardinal directions. Okay. Cardinals. Hello. Yeah, respect was on the bottom. Yeah, you better respect them, Cardinals. They've been given a very important gift of leadership. So we need to go through our stuff, our struggle, our healing, you know, in order to come into, you know, why are we here? In order to even get to that, we need to release. Nope, everything wants to. Okay, so, okay. Well, there we go. And that was, look at, that flipped over right when Crow was right there. Law. It's water, reduces to a 10. There's, oh, look at the couscous. And look at the black swan is right behind it. So, and it's also water. This is the couscous, that's calmness. That's fire. These upward triangles are either fire, which is pure, okay, or air, same triangle but with a line through it. The water is the feminine, the water and the earth, so water is the more pure, okay, and then the earth is a downward facing triangle with a line through it. So the water and feminine, they're both black, raven, and the black swan. Oh my gosh, and that says grace, and that's my life path number, reduces to 3. Did I say that's my name, Grace? It's a very important name, but my name also does mean that. Same with my twin flame and my son. They, anyway, oh god. Oh, okay. So, there's that infinite flow. Emu, endurance, 12, reduces to 3. Okay, Christ consciousness, 3 chakras above, 3 chakras below. You're right here in the 4th chakra, the Anahata, the green, the Star of David, balance, masculine and feminine. That is what we draw our power from. Okay, that's what gives us our fire, our motivation. By staying balanced and heart-centered, that Christ consciousness, 12 also, not just 3, but 12 itself. Okay, 12 apostles, 12 months, 12, okay. 12 eggs in a dozen. Oh, emu eggs? Do they lay eggs? I think it's a bird. It's like an ostrich, okay? Also 3 letters in the name. Me and you. Endurance. This is we need endurance to get through this. So, you know, we can't just be all spiritual. We can't just be all, you know, 3D either. We have to balance the two. That's what's going to give us the strength and the endurance to keep moving it forward, okay? Paying it forward, moving forward, this fiery flow. We need that balance in order to forge our path, in order to create any change. Okay? And great change takes great struggle, and great struggle takes great endurance. And I'm starting to slur because we're getting near the end of the reading. Okay, so last one. This one went a little bit long compared to even the first one for the fixed signs was only an hour 40, but, you know, it's all good. Save the best for last and the longest one for last. You guys are cardinal signs, so you're patient, right? We're the leaders of the zodiac, so we have to lead by example and model the behavior that we want to see in the world. That's the only way to do it. You can't point fingers. A teacher doesn't go da 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 da. A teacher engages everyone, connects everyone. When people feel engaged, connected, listened to, they're more willing to express themselves and contribute. What's your contribution? Shock of the new just presented itself. So we'll see what we get here. One more time. All right. This is the Sacred Rebels deck. Yeah, this one's still on the bottom after the storm from the last reading from the mutable signs. Okay, so are you going to give us one card from this one since you gave us a bunch from the first animal deck? The second animal deck, we just got that one, right? Oh, well, we took the bottom and the top, too. Is that what we did? Yeah. Oh, yeah, the 2 blackbirds, the raven and the black swan. So, letting the spirit guide you, letting the yin within. Thank you, angels. That was cool. I give them all the credit when it's clever like that. All the credit goes to God anyway. I mean, the one who created me is the one responsible for all this. So, I mean, we kind of really co-created ourselves. You know, like, because we said we wrote all this before we came down here, right? So we were co-creating this with God. The energy is available to us through God, Source, Creator. Okay, there we go. Well, that was a couple of them, but again, on the bottom, okay, visions of life beyond death. There's the shamanic death, perfect for the shamanic healing reading. There's another owl. So in the peacock, that's the visionary. It's a very visual bird, right? How beautiful it is. vision. Okay, and that also goes with the lizard medicine. Again, we have to take the time out. It's not being lazy or unproductive. We need that time to lull. And 44, I mean, angels, hello. Oh, dude, what's on the top? That after the storm, new beginning. Okay, this is what I'm saying. 10 of Wands, 10 of Swords. We got to let things die and end if we want this. We can't keep trying to bring the past into the present with us, okay, or be worried about the future. We're never going to have that new beginning if you can't let things go. Take with you what still serves you, okay? This is a little fragment of the destruction after the storm, okay? Well, this piece was salvageable, and it does serve you, okay? At some point, maybe they'll let go of that too. The owls are very light birds, so they can struggle carrying too big of prey. They may look big and fluff, but really, you know, they're hollow bones. All birds, pretty much, I believe, have hollow bones. They're very light, owls. So you can't take too much with you on your journey. There's not room for it. You know, but a little piece of your soul that connects you, that grounds you, your earthen roots, okay? A piece of your past or whatever, but it's not about holding on to it energetically. It's just, it still serves you, okay? It's still helping you at this point. And like I said, at some point, you can let go of that too. But we need to let things end. 10 of Wands, the old way of doing things. 10 of Swords, the old way of thinking. We want the 10 of Cups and 10 of Pentacles, okay? Feeling full, okay, and satiated spiritually allows for this new beginning to come in. And this is key because here it is again, and there's the top card, so you know that's very important. And your team's going to help you, okay? Your higher self, all the lifetimes that you've already explored, you have all that contained within you. It's just unlocking that. And you also have the key. You have the key and the lock. So what do we have here? Wow. Beyond the mind, the heart beats. So here's the vortex, the DNA double helix, these strands of pearls, 3 blue eggs, purple feathers, very high vibration. This is the balance of the masculine and feminine because it's blue, but there's 3 eggs, okay? This is also potentiality, okay? It's in her crown chakra, okay? Everything is encoded in our DNA. All the way back to when we came from the stars, okay? We seeded this planet straight from the stars, the angelics, okay? Everything's encoded in our DNA. It's just about, see, the lock and the key. It's all encoded in here. We have the lock and the key encoded in our DNA. It's up to us. Beyond the mind, the heart beats. So again, here's like the third eye. I was saying the heart chakra and the third eye. Seeing things clearly. The third eye is very much connected to the heart chakra. Because we have to go through the filter of the heart in order to see things clearly. Okay, when we're heart-centered, we're balanced, those messages are coming in from the cosmos that unlock this code. It's a spiritual code of conduct. Thank you, angels. That was straight from them. And that also reduces to a 3, okay? That Christ consciousness is what it's all about. And this is a 9, so a culminating kind of an energy before we can end things and have our new beginning. This culmination, it all comes together, we get it organized before the final phase. And we need to stay ready because this is a 9, it's culminating time. Spirals of manifestation, and very interesting because on this deck, I didn't mention it, but that golden spiral in the center caught my attention. Okay, the spirals of time, the cycles of the seasons, Cardinal, okay? And I just wallaby progression. So moving forward, okay, that fiery energy, and that's a 22. So we got 44, 22. That was from the other deck, but anyway. So spirals of manifestation. This is that God code, that healing thing that's in everything. Plants can heal themselves, animals, the earth, ourselves. Okay, these natural processes of, you know, the water cycle, the ammonification cycle, all these different cycles that take place. It's all divine. It's all encoded with divinity. Everything heals. We heal. Ourselves, others, it's all inside us to heal ourselves. Like I said, a starfish loses it can generate a new limb. Nematode, I mean, just look at, it's just they're more connected. We've allowed ourselves to be so far removed from God that we don't believe in ourselves anymore, let alone believing in God. And Chief Golden Light Eagle, check him out on YouTube. One of the things that resonates the most with me, that has stuck with me the most from his teachings, and he's a twin flame as well, is you don't have to believe in anything. You only have to believe in yourself. And he also has a book that he wrote called 1111, I believe. And he's all about Christ consciousness. He's a twin flame. He knows all about all of it. Okay? Chief Golden Light Eagle. There's too many to pick, so you'll just have to find one that resonates with you if you're so inclined to check him out. So yeah, we made a mess of it, and it's beautiful. There's another 9. What do you feel? There's the sun, there's the moon, balance of masculine, feminine, chariot card. Okay, what do you feel? We're grounding, masculine, feminine. Okay, in order to produce fruit and more seeds, the masculine and the feminine need to come together. For any fruit to be bared, born, bored, bared, however you say it. The bear, okay? To bear fruit. And that's a 9 as well. So, whatever you feel, okay? And see how she's comparing apples and oranges? We can feel all different kinds of things. So getting organized in what your thoughts is going to help you organize your feelings, is going to help you organize your actions, so that when you go to manifest, it's straight from God code. No distortion, no ego involved here, no other people's opinions, you know, religion, government, whatever, okay? So it's time to get organized. This culmination of all these things, energies, integrating ideas, all these emotions, actions, getting it all organized. So when we go to manifest, it's coming from the highest intention, the purest intention. And that's how we heal. And that's how we help to heal others. We ground this energy, manifesting spirit into form. That's the only thing that's sustainable anyway. You know, if you're trying to manifest from ego, good luck. That's why this organization time is very important. Because there's no progression, there's no moving forward, there's no moving up, there's ascension, all that, until we get organized. Like all these cards all over the table, they're so organized. Organized chaos. So, I hope that resonated with some of you. I love you all. Bless you all my cardinal signs. That's 2 hours and a few minutes there. So thank you for being so patient. And again, your cardinal signs. So that's to be expected. There's a lot of expectations for the leaders of the zodiac, and especially Capricorn and Cancer. Okay, and we're in Cancer right now. So, but everyone can tune into those energies. It doesn't matter what you have in your chart. That ethereal body, that ether energy of Cancer is available for everyone to tap into. It's just like the Amitabha. That's the cosmic Buddha, from which all the bodhisattvas and all the Buddhas have tapped into. Padmasambhava Amitabha is the Akashic or the etheric Buddha. It's the essence of the Buddha in its pure form, and it's available for us all. Okay? And all you got to do is go within, really. You don't need to go on some big search, spiritual quest around the world for this knowledge. You need to get in the stillness and the silence. Rest your mind. See how her eyes are closed? She's in a very rested state. Okay? And as you go deeper and deeper and further, you get those answers, you get that clarity. So, sorry for any redundancy. I just like to be very clear, and this was the last one, so I kind of, gave it a little extra juice there. I love you guys. Blessings to you all, and peace be upon you all.